This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about some guy that's trying to sell me drugs. And Dan talks about some crazy, bad influencer exercises. Three, two, one. Don't sell drugs to kids, Dan.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bud?
Mate, they wanted them. They said, we want that right now. Give it to me now.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
I had to give them sherbet lolly, mate. It was just sherbet, I promise you. It was sherbet.
Just sherbet, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. It's just sherbet.
What
mate.
you do in your own time? Interesting. Very interesting.
Mate, I go around giving out free sherbet to kids. What's wrong with that, mate? Alright?
That's why Isabel's so odd. She's so spaced out.
Yeah, she's just high on sugar. Always sugar.
Oh.
Or is it?
No, Jesus Christ. Very strange. More about that topic later, eh?
Well, no, there's nothing about that topic at all. That was a joke topic. There's other things.
That's a joke. All right. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got explaining to do whilst I was at yours, eh? All right. Need to get back down to yours. You still got my shoes.
Yeah, I do, mate. I'm not sending them back up to you.
I know, and you're definitely not bringing them back up.
No chance.
You'll be like, I'm not taking those fucking shoes. Awful. I need to make a trip to Bath. Maybe we'll do it at the end of the month. Fuck it.
Or you buy me some burgers and I might come to London and bring them. Maybe.
It's a good idea. You are due a trip.
I am due a trip, but I kind of feel like you should come now because you fucked up. You know?
You said you stole my shoes. You stole my shoes, Dan.
Oh yeah, I stole your shoes, that's right.
Still, it was just an excuse to come back. That's all I do. Just leave stuff there. I'm like, oh, now I have to come back, mate.
What a shame.
What a shame. We have to go get some more burgers. Yeah, it's fine. What's been going on in your world? Realised we recorded 2 shows pretty close to each other. It doesn't usually happen because we mucked up our own schedules.
Oh well, you mucked up the schedules, Tom.
No.
I always.
We're doing this today because of you. Are we not?
No, we suggest moving to Monday evenings going forward because I have basketball on Tuesday evenings, but I always make myself available for one night a week to do.
The shortest basketball player ever.
Mate, just saying.
I'm sure you're still. Is it Score Hoops? That baskets on me?
I dunk on you, mate.
Dunk on
about
me? Yeah?
Yeah.
There's
no I'm dunking, mate.
You've seen all the jumping that I do. Pointless. Utterly pointless. Don't do
it. But yeah, I always make myself available, Tom. You're the one that was too busy, mate, with your golfing and your all sorts of other shit.
I know. I've got a hectic, horrible... So, like what we said about August, people just sitting around and BAM! September's here. It is awful. Not going to enjoy these 2 weeks.
You're not, mate. Well, do you know what you need, mate? I'll tell you what I've got for you. Just to make your 2 weeks a bit better for you, mate. I reckon you need some drugs to make these couple of weeks a bit better for you.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Hit the ground running. Hit the ground running with your training.
I know where I could get some.
Mate, I happen to know someone who, if you buy drugs off them, will throw in some Viagra for £1.
For £1? It's only £1, isn't it? Every order, if you order... £1
just
Viagra.
£1? Yeah. You can't buy Viagra for £1 unless you order
No, you can't buy the Viagra separately, FYI.
It's like an add-on.
Has to be there. You're like...
Yeah. Maybe it's because you need the Viagra.
This customer also bought.
Yeah.
It's on that of it.
You're like the little Amazon thing at the bottom. Customers also looked at. Other customers are viewing.
So weird. Alright,
Basically, Tom looks like he must need drugs because he got approached on Facebook. Much like if you were, I always think Facebook's, social media is quite hilarious. I always imagine just walking down the street and bumping into an old friend and selling them drugs. Not even an old friend, just random person on the internet. Just random person walking down the street, do you want to buy some drugs? Actually, no, that does happen, doesn't it? No, that does happen.
It does happen. It does happen in London, so...
So actually, it's just like London. It's just like Rhode Island, isn't it?
Just like Camden. So very different drugs. From those to those. Yeah, very different drugs. But, I mean, the thing is, alright, so... a bit behind the story. Not really a story. People randomly add you, clearly based off your interests or...
or how much you look like you need drugs,
or how much I look like I don't lift. Like you apparently lift, but you don't look like it. So
yeah. Do you want to boost your self-esteem?
Do you want some help from?
Do you want to get some results without actually having to train?
So this person, the thing I don't get, there's not even a crazy amount of friends, I don't think. 1,692, definitely, I don't know that many people.
I don't either. It is a crazy number, mate.
But Facebook, like, they cap you at 5,000, right?
I think something like that, yeah.
We don't really. I was just like, oh, screw it. I don't normally accept a load of people, but I was like, 2 mutual friends. I might know this person. No, definitely don't. And within half an hour of accepting that, I didn't look at his account before. I was like, blam, that's fine. Half an hour. This person sent me JW Pharmaceuticals. Oh, what's the? I need to go on his.
I mean, it's a solid business model, mate. You know, just adding someone. I'm within 30 minutes. Send him a message.
It's absolutely crazy. Not even but it was just that was it. He just sent me. There was no how you doing, what's going on, do you lift? Clearly not. That kind of thing. No small talk. Bam, straight in sales. Just a price list of this chap's drugs that he sells, which, if anybody didn't realise or is that sheltered, especially if you happen to train at Third Space, for example, not many people doing many bodybuilding drugs in our facilities.
You sure?
Well, definitely not in Marylebone. Nobody lives in there, so
exactly.
They're having like I don't know. They come with a bit of caffeine. A Nocco is a bit out there for.
Yeah, BCA's a bit out there.
Like, what's going on there? What? It's blue.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of drugs in our industry, and this person is some sort of pro bodybuilding man. So.
Oh no, they're a drug dealer. That's
a drug dealer, clearly. Yeah. I mean, this is a term we have to use from now on. So the stuff that we can buy, ready and available for the price range between £25 and £50. 25 to 50 quid will get you your stuff, and then there's a special one that's £190. So that one must work, right?
Well, that one probably works better.
That one probably works better. That's the non-hygienous one. So there's obviously a product, a company called IGNIS. I don't know who this is. They might be a great company.
Ignis,
Hyginus. Don't know what this is. So we've got SUS 250, Test E 250, Test C 250. Where's the number one? This is the 250th time of the batch of whatever drug they were making. They got it right.
Probably.
And they pretty much. These ones only took 100 size. Test Prop, Tren A. We've heard of Tren. Which ones have you heard of? But you can do a ding if you really want to.
Most of them.
Tren E.
Yeah.
200. Sorry. Bold 250.
Don't know what that is.
Pretty sure that's a font, isn't it? NPP 100. Deca.
No.
Primo.
Yeah. No.
Primo. Masteron.
Yeah.
That one sounds great. That's the one I'd have. Oxy.
No.
Is that just oxygen?
Yeah.
It was meant to be Oxo, and it was just some cubes. It just sends them some beef stock. It's like, it smells great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anavar.
Yeah.
D-Bowl. I've heard of that one. Turinabol. Winstrol.
Winstrol, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Clem. I know what that one is.
Yeah.
The special one is Lily Humatrope. HGH. We know what HGH. Human growth hormone.
Yeah.
And Glomid. Tamoxifen. Proviron. And T3s. So they all...
a bit of T3. That's the bikini girl's favourite, that one, the T3.
It? So out of those...
I'd just take all of them at once. You're probably going to get better results taking them all at once, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's funny, actually. I put out a post the other day saying about how I think people are very unaware about how many people are on drugs in our industry.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a couple of comments from people, and they were like, "Oh, do you think even women are on it as well? Surely they don't need to be on steroids to get bigger." And I was like, "Yeah, but you don't understand that drugs aren't just steroids. Like, a lot of female bikini competitors at the pro level will probably be on T3 and Clem, like, quite comfortably. And also, Anavar is the oral form of testosterone that isn't as potent as injectables, which often is more associated with female physique, like athletes, I suppose, because it's less potent and you don't get as much of a from what I understand as well, my very limited knowledge of why they would take Anavar, for example, would be that. Because it's not like an injectable, for example. Maybe we should get someone on to actually talk about it. I know someone who's actually very clued up with their drugs. Which would actually be interested if people actually wanted to get an insight into it. Because
I think we should, yeah. I'd be interested. 100%.
I think it'd be interesting.
I mean, and I'm going to ask like the questions, like the idiot questions, basically. But I think the ones that everybody will be thinking. I'm going to be like,
I know little bits just from watching some people talk about it and stuff, like, you know, how you should cycle it and like post cycle, how to come off it, and again the effects and how they, I suppose, interact with each other, and why you would take certain. Because certain drugs would boost testosterone at different rates and things like that, and like you could take two at the same time. You wouldn't just rely on one drug, for example, things like that. But other than that, my knowledge is pretty limited. But I do know someone who I'm sure would be happy to come on the podcast to talk about it, if we so wish. He's got his own podcast, so I'm sure he would be more than happy to. And I know he would talk openly about things that he knows people have been on as well. He obviously wouldn't name names, but I'm sure he would talk about, you know, things like bikini girls. What would a bikini girl be on? What's he heard about some people are on, and all this sort of stuff. Because it is interesting to understand the like I say the nuts and bolts of it. And like I said, I think it's a lot more widespread than people believe it was. Like James Smith talks about it. James Smith says he used to be on it and stuff. And this is the other thing as well. One of my issues with the whole drug thing is that, like we've talked about before with Dwayne Chambers, right, is the effects of it last longer than just taking it. So this is it's a quite annoying thing, really, is that James Smith talks all the time about being happy with his physique and okay with posting pictures of himself all the time. Like, yeah, but you took drugs and that's why you're a bit bigger and that's why you've got big muscles. Like, it's not like that doesn't help you now. Like, it helped. You've taken them for a short period of time. Yeah, I get that. But that also helps you now.
But the residual effect does not run away. It doesn't
just go away. Like,
it's like us coming back from injuries. Like, so I started flat bar deadlifting straight off last week. Guess what? I wasn't just pulling whatever I was 5 years ago straight away. Walk up to the bar and still lift about 75% of what I was lifting. I haven't got to start again. That's what somebody would be. So they've probably already got it benchmarked and kind of put some like bales of hay in the barn. There we go.
Hales of bay.
Hales of bay.
Hales of bay.
It's already in the barn, so that annoys me as well. We're advocates of what I don't mind people doing it, but just being transparent. It's you do you, right?
Yeah.
Own your choices, Dan.
Oh, that's it, mate.
Third time.
Mate, we're gonna get that in the podcast title at some point.
I know, it's crazy. Own your choice. As long as people are alright and transparent about it, they can do what they like. Just realise that I probably won't train you because I have no idea how to train somebody. I'll be like, can you do this? Yeah, cool, awesome, go. It's like, can you recover? Yeah, amazing. I'm going to keep adding volume until I break you. Very strange. Or not, if they're claiming kind of stuff. Fat strippers, etc. But yeah, there's a lot of people in the industry, and we know there are few that do it and probably aren't as visible doing it, would you say, Dan?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is it's just like they said, the visibility of it, isn't it? It's just, it's just an area as well people aren't prepared to talk about, like, understandably, because I suppose it's not seen as, well, it's not. I suppose for one, to a certain degree, it's not strictly legal. Elements of that.
I think. Well, I want to talk about this lad's obviously method of selling as well. Like, he clearly he's gone to the wrong person. Because obviously I was going to talk about this on the show. It's like, if you send me a list of drugs, I'm going to talk about it to somebody, and more than likely it's going to go out to a few thousand people. Very, very strange. I don't really get. I don't get the ethical nature of it as well, because I could be anybody. I could have like heart palpitation stuff. I could have like mental illness. I could buy a load of this stuff and then sell it on to whatever. Like, example, selling drugs to kids. Probably not a good thing. So this is fucking irresponsible. Like, it's madness. So I don't really get. It's absolutely crazy. Can I report it? I might just report it. Fuck it.
The thing is, it's like, I think you can report things like that all the time for as long as you want or whatever. But again, it's one of those where it doesn't get nothing changes. I think that's the reason why they send like screenshots of photos and shit like that. You know, because it doesn't. I don't know if it like Facebook's obviously artificial intelligence stuff or whatever can probably pick up like words that are used and stuff like that. I think, whereas maybe on a photo they can't as much. I don't know, but it seems a bit it's just frightening, isn't it?
It is frightening. Yeah, but we also need some help, because we did look at this person's background, and they studied a PhD, so pretty huge deal, in pharmaceutics. I think that's what we're going with.
I don't even think that's a word.
I don't think that's a thing. So
I'm going to write it in.
Pharmaceutics. What enthralling
I've heard
part of the
pharmaceuticals.
podcast. Pharmaceuticals, I kind of get.
Oh no, pharmaceutics is the discipline of pharmacy that deals with the process of turning a new chemical entity or old drugs into a medication to be used safely and effectively by patients.
I mean,
so it is.
I'm not going by, because I'm guessing you can lie on Facebook. And I don't think you actually have to have a pretty huge deal in pharmaceutics to write it on Facebook. I don't remember putting my master's degree certificate up there. I don't think I need a clarification for that. So it could be anything. But if I was selling drugs, that's what I'd put. Either a PhD, doctorate in pharmaceuticals, or pharmacokinetics. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, interesting. That's a new word, pharmacokinetics. I like that. Some sort of moving-based pharmacy.
Yeah.
That'll be good. We can come up with that. Oh, by the way, Diet Coke, you're on Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max Cherry, mate. I got Pepsi Zero first, and now I'm Pepsi Max Cherry.
Outrageous. The amount of people that, well, I don't know, a few people have been outraged by your Pepsi Max instead of Diet Coke.
Why?
Put poll on now. Like, what's better? Diet Coke.
No, Pepsi Max is better.
It's not though, is it?
No, it is though, isn't it?
Alright, poll's going up after this show. You won't. No. 100% won't. Absolutely fine. Diet Coke all day. Pepsi Max. What are you on? Like, just the branding is off. It's awful. The branding of Coke is so much better.
Oh, sure, mate.
Classy.
Are you even real right now?
What do you mean? Am I even
ridiculous? Real? Ridiculous.
I mean, your clothing's on point today, mate. So
you know it, mate. Always.
Yeah. Always wearing repping his push pull legs hoodie.
You're not.
I'm not. I don't have mine currently, so
just don't care enough, mate. That's your problem.
I've got a t-shirt somewhere. Put it up there. They are still for sale. Obviously, I haven't checked that.
Of course, so.
Forever. There's probably some money in there. Don't know. I don't really know how to get it out. So, be fine. Probably Dan's money most of the time. He's like, I need another shirt.
Hey, I'll pay for you. To be fair, pay for me to post your shoes to so yeah, maybe get it out.
Maybe get it out. I should probably do that. Yeah, interesting. All right, mate. Is that enough drug talk? I think so. Lots of people are on them, and we'll invite somebody on to talk about them. I think, because that'd be pretty interesting. I'd love it.
Yeah, I just can't believe that that's the way people go about it, you know. But I just don't. I just think like it's just utterly bonkers that. I just don't even want to go into it. I just don't.
It's crazy. All right, you're going to explain your Instagram post as of this. We're recording this on Monday. That you posted out.
So I've got pointless exercises, didn't I?
But you're going to explain them because not explain the exercises. Just explain the post because I'm going to grab another Diet Coke, mate. So that's a professional that I am.
Yeah, so basically I decided to do an Instagram post going over some pointless exercises that you see in the gym. On a near daily basis, you've probably seen one of them. But not only that, the thing for me for this post, or the motivation behind this post, was more so that I had actually seen fitness influencers, as they're called.
Is that me?
It's people like you, Tom, yeah. Post them on like their workouts online and stuff. And I just think they're awful, and they're just awful that people are promoting them and telling that they're good exercises to do and all this sort of shit. So I just decided to film a bunch of them and put them all on a video, and people seem to quite like it.
Well, you're gonna get trolled at some point by me.
Oh no, I've already been trolled. Like someone on Facebook shared the video, and there's already been a comment on there from someone who says the first one's wrong, but all the others are legitimate exercises. And they're not, though, are they? Really, mate? They're really not. Yeah. It's just frightening that people believe like what they see online. So yeah, it was just. I'm just replying to this guy. I'm just going to put define legitimate. So the only one of these that's a point is the first one. All the others are legitimate exercise. Define legitimate. because they're not. They're fucking dreadful. So I'll talk you through them.
No such thing as a bad exercise now.
Well, I don't know. I think I found 6 that are. So the first one is like the oblique side bends, where you hold a dumbbell in each arm. So like you go side to side in each arm, but you've got a dumbbell. So it doesn't work because you're holding weights in each one. And then you've got the typical.
Are we going to dive into these like one by one, or are you going to just go?
You can if you want. I don't mind. You can one by one.
So let's start talking about that oblique thing. Yeah, because I've been asked I think I was asked in some sort of mechanics lecture about training the obliques, and I was like, okay, cool, all right. You want to train the obliques, fine. What do? They're like they're anti-rotators of stuff, right? They kind of stabilize. I was like, all right, well, surely we just need to isometric them, really, or kind of rotate-y stuff. Obviously, it's not going to get hypertrophy. I was explaining. I was like, it's not going to get hypertrophy of the obliques. Really, those little side bends, I realise I fucking hate them. But that would be the way to hypertrophize, make them bigger. Fuck knows where you want to do that. But because
or you do the one where you lie on your back and touch your toes like one side at a time.
That one. Yeah. They look ridiculous. And I still wouldn't do it because it's a muscle group that is meant to be stable, and you're like flexing it around. It needs movement, 100%, but it's just a rather useless thing to do, if I'm honest. It's to get your sore sides, and you can't. Hypertrophy of the abs. We've talked about this as a real thing. That's what SIPS does. Doesn't make you it like just grows them. Doesn't make like them visible. But that actually happens in the obliques as well, and it's just a bit odd. So it basically, put it this way, it's not going to help you with any other exercise at all.
Yeah.
There's no crossover of like I've done all these side bends, so therefore I'm going to get good at bending to the side. All right, cool. You're probably making worse at bending to the side because you're going to hypertrophy of it, and then there's mass of crap there. So interesting. Don't like them, especially that one with the counter movement. Love that.
Yeah. So then the next one is your classic dumbbells, like rotator cuff from here.
Rotator cuff, yeah.
So it's kind of like, imagine the dumbbells are sort of like almost in line with your chest.
You're standing,
and then you throw them backwards, and you kind of like don't really use your shoulder. You actually kind of just like extend through the thoracic spine, and you just kind of like go, all the way back, and just throw your hands backwards, and then throw them forward and stop it, and then keep going forward and back.
What kind of weight do you normally do with that there?
Oh, whatever you want. Like probably heavier the better, I'd say. Most heavier the better, innit? Heavier the better. Yeah. We don't need to say much about that one. And then the other one is the second one you do from that, which is the elbows tucked into the side.
It's the natural progression.
Yeah, elbows tucked into the side, and then throw the dumbbells out to the side instead this time.
I think you're being a bit keen with elbows tucked into the side, aren't you?
Well, no, you start there. Sorry, you start there, and then they flail out.
Gradually go out, don't they? because then you realise you don't actually have any external rotation, so you have to get there through your shoulder, don't you?
Yeah. And then because you get there through your shoulder, you think you have got external rotation.
Yeah. I've got loads of external rotation.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure your scapula is just going. No, that's not it. All right, okay. That's all one point.
Tom, don't be silly, mate. I saw someone on Instagram do it. All right, I know what you're doing.
Really? Right. Yeah. Does anybody want to know how to do that exercise properly? Lie on your side and pin. Use a. If you're using anything more than 8 kilos, you're doing it wrong. And
fucking 8! Fucking try 4, mate.
So lie on your side, kind of like in a sexy pose, and then put your elbow and wedge it
cable.
Yeah, or use a cable and make sure the cable you're pulling up, because the angle of force. Bit of Integra there for you. But you can. I like the sideline one. It's fine. If you want to use a dumbbell, the issue with the dumbbell is that at some point the line of force is going straight through your bone, and therefore you have no tension. But then,
it's not only that. So just with a dumbbell, I find in those positions, those two, you can't isolate your external rotator. Like it's just you can't do it.
Trying to get external rotators like doing something, fuck knows what. Just do some face pulls, and then you haven't got. People don't have external rotation anyway, so chances are they're not going to do some sleeper. Probably it would be good to do some sleeper stretching, like sleeper stretches before. Do that, some pails and rails and stuff. Isometric it, then go do it, and then you're kind of loading it and not. That would be how to progress.
Tom, how can you put that on an Instagram post, mate? Come on.
Anybody look up how to increase external rotation then?
So the next one then was that they have a plate and they kind of go like round the world, round their head like this, like. round the world.
This is the one that I'm going to disagree with. I don't make people do this, but I kind of can see their point.
What does it train?
Every part of your shoulder.
Yeah, but how are you going to actually like progressively overload that movement that you couldn't do it any other way, shape, or form?
It's the same as the rotator cuff issue. You're not trying to progressively overload it.
Ridiculous exercise.
It's a moot point, mate.
Ridiculous exercise, mate. Ridiculous.
I've never coached anyone to do it, but I kind of understand the premise.
No, you don't. What about the bus driver one? That
was ridiculous.
Well, that's the same principle, mate. That works all your shoulder.
It goes ridiculous. This one goes all the way around you.
Ridiculous. Bus driver, and then the other one was the plate on the side of the thigh, and then like kick out to the side. Like
the only thing that I'd come back to that one round the head, because I know for a fact that you have done it with a dowel. And gone there. Yeah,
it's a shoulder mobility exercise.
Yeah. Don't shove like barbells on it, no?
No, that's not what it was done, mate. 3 sets of 10 rotations was in the middle of a fucking shoulder workout.
Just do it with a dowel, and hold it wide.
Don't I stick up for Instagram influencers over here? Man. I'm fucking saving the world.
I'm offering the other side of the fence, mate. That's my job.
Pipe down. Yeah, the bus driver's one, and then the plate on the side of the leg, and then flicking out to the side, like, just get a fucking. If you're gonna do that, just get a band, and even then, maybe
the plate on the plate right next to where your movement's coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
not on the distal portion where it should be. No,
ridiculous.
Yeah, just put it right next to it. Just absolutely fine. Wherever the axis is, it's fine. Wherever everything is moving from, that's where it needs to go. Definitely.
And then the last one was the where you tuck the dumbbell in your I suppose behind your knee, and then you try and do a glute kickback.
Yeah, you do that glute kick. You can do that like prone as well, right? So donkey kickbacks with that. I've seen those. They're good. You missed that one, mate. You missed that one. People would have seen your arse more. You'd have enjoyed that.
Mate, there's so many better ways of doing it than doing it like that. Ridiculous.
I would find that super uncomfortable.
People do it stood up though. That's the thing. Like you said, it's just like it was hard to do. Like I had to get like a light dumbbell to do it
because of the weight, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not strong enough.
You're not strong. And realizing, putting your mechanics hat on, right? How much actual hip extension do we have?
Oh, no.
Is it like? I'm not too sure of the exact degrees, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere near 10 or 15 degrees of hip extension. It's not a lot, considering how much hip flexion that you have.
Yeah. Come on, mate. I think these Instagram influencers are right, and I think they're wrong. I'm going to edit this video.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I suppose the point behind it is kind of like they're all fucking useless. Like, just there's so many better exercises to do to train certain parts of your shoulder, like hips, whatever. And it's just like they're done. And the reason I put the post out was I put, I want to make it clear that it's not people's fault that they do this in the gym because they just copy other people. Yeah. And like, that's my point. That's where we all start. We just copy other people. Like we've all done those massive chest days from a magazine and all. I'm not saying like it's
talk about. Look, you've seen my chest. Definitely haven't.
Yeah, it's not their fault for doing it. But the point of this was that these are all exercises that I've seen on Instagram influencers, fitness people's pages that they're promoting. Then a workout training guide or whatever, and it's like they're just wrong. Like they're just shit exercises. They shouldn't be done. As part of a fucking workout in any way, shape or form.
So we can offer, you can go look these up, we'll try and describe them as best we can. The alternatives. So
yeah, just go onto my Instagram and have a little look, you'll see them all.
What are the alternatives?
No, all the shit ones.
Oh right, yeah.
And I will, like I said, I probably will be, like I said, trying to post the
alternatives. So
over the next few weeks I'll post some good ones. Like, again, today I've
videoed, side bends, what are you then do?
Probably pal-off press, something like that instead, or something useful.
Side planky, crappy, pal-off press.
Or something like that. But then, I also did today, I recorded like a barbell overhead press, and I'm going to do like a don't do this, do this. And it's not because, again, like the barbell press that I did was good, it was alright form, it was lightweight, so it should be. But it's not even about the form thing, it's just like, for the risk to reward ratio, and for most trainers, you're probably better off doing a single arm press than you are doing a barbell overhead press. It's just 100%. Better. And I'm probably going to get flack people like, oh, what you're saying about the barbell overhead press is good exercise. Yeah, if you're a powerlifter, bodybuilder, crack on. But most everyday gym goers would be better off training one arm at a time with a dumbbell, and then they might actually as well see any imbalances they've got and all this sort of stuff. But I'm sure that people have to fucking go at me for that. But yeah, I did that one for example because I think that's again, it's not about slagging off exercises. It's just about providing the rationale behind why most people are better off without them. Well, and like I said, everyone's better off without doing them.
It's a part and parcel of like earning the right? Because there's a load of barriers you have to jump to get to this, get an overhead press as well. Because like shoulder clearance test, and then you've got to be able to say in just an overhead reach examination, like get no pinchiness through your AC joint, so the top of your shoulder, there's nothing there, and you've got to be able to reach your ear straight away. All right, now I can do that with both, doubly hard, and some sort of angel press, and you're like, all right, they can do that unloaded now, and then you got to have zero like pain through. It's normally T8 to T12 that flares up on people, so around about there, it's just like this gammy joint bit that basically every crossover of rotation. So you've got transverse plane, frontal plane, and the other one. Don't know. Satchel plane probably. Loads of flexion, loads of extension happening. Yeah. So in between T8 and T12, it's normally where it goes pinch. If you do overhead pressing, that's why you got dumbbell down. Good. We did.
Thank you, mate.
I like those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, I just think again, it's people just don't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, just use landmine. Take up half the gym.
Landmine, get a Viking press on. I've got to buy Ben Bruno's thing. It's happened to me twice in the last week. I've been wanting to do like single leg RDLs, but the client's hands can't hold onto the bar because it's too thick at the end, isn't it?
You got to get it, mate. You got to.
I've got to go get one.
Get onto the third space and get it done.
I will. Might
Easy.
Pull some strings.
But yeah, I think it's just like I said. Most people, they just need to think differently about how they exercise and why they're doing exercise and all this sort of stuff.
It's just a why, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely a why. It's when you put something in the exercise selection. It's not only based off how it flows, but also how the client will adapt or what's happening with their mechanics, and that doesn't always happen. So you're kind of like, oh, that'll be good because that'll pair with that. All right, can they do it? Because that'll be good because that's meant to go with that. That's the opposite muscle group. It's like, I don't know, some congruent training that you're trying to do. So paired sets, all that kind of jargon. So what you said then? Paired sets and supersets and
supersets, all the sets, giant sets,
all this stuff. I didn't realise until working in a gym about like supersets actually meant like antagonistic muscle groups, or you weren't meant to do like the same ones, or it was just very, very strange to me. I was like, doesn't it just mean just two exercises paired together? It doesn't really matter what it is. It's crazy, really odd. Really,
you're really odd.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what giant set is. It's just lots of supersets, lots of things paired together.
Super duper set.
Yeah, great. It's just that's how much you love it. Cool. Really strange, but you can post the. I'm going to troll you on every single one that you do.
Troll me anyway.
I was told I was mean to you. Very strange.
Mate, everyone's mean to me, mate. Don't you worry about it. You're mean to me. Mike's mean to me. I just take it.
Such an angry man. So I think you just
angry.
You are. Also, yeah. What we got pointed out last week. The analogies of accountant.
Yeah, why do I keep saying accountant? I don't know why. I'm just like,
so secretly,
I thought about this as well because I was looking around thinking like, is there anything around me that like subconsciously like I've just got it written like when I've got it written on a post-it note or something? I was like, looking around, I was like,
any profession that we ever have to sidetrack to, Dan will always use accountant and be like, yeah, if you're an accountant, you would do. I think he's just obsessed with money and you're boring as fuck.
Maybe that's what it is. I think it's just I'm boring as fuck, maybe more than anything. But no, I don't know. It's very strange, isn't it?
Like,
maybe
it got told to me, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." He does. He really does.
Because when you said it to me, I said the same thing. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, maybe I do." I was like, maybe I do that. So yeah, no, I understand.
Maybe you spend too much time talking to your accountant.
Maybe I don't as well. That's the thing. Like, it's a really odd thing to say. Yeah, who knows, mate?
Interesting, mate.
Maybe in a past life as an accountant or something.
Maybe. Very true. On the exercise note, there's a new row that I'm going to try out on somebody, which I've found it very interesting. You probably won't, Dan.
Corn row.
Corn row, brilliant.
Please get corn row.
So witty.
You would look hilarious.
I would look absolutely awful. It's crazy.
I can picture it now.
Well, the worst haircut I've ever had. Like, you can see my hair now. It's a little bit long at the moment, but was it long when I first joined Vertibase? It was longer. Was it?
Yeah,
long?
I know it was real long, wasn't it?
It might have been real long.
It was.
I'm not too sure. I don't think it was that long. But yeah, I have had shoulder length hair before. I look like a twat, and basically more hair has just basically grown on my face. Hair up top was gone. Yeah, I once had like red highlights when I was, I think, 16, 17.
Red highlights.
Red highlights. It was awful. My hair was ginger. Truly, deeply embarrassing. Yeah, but please send me a photo. It was like a gingery red as well. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good look. I was in a band, needed to do it. So.
Of course you were. Of course you were in a band.
What? Play guitars and stuff, right? Basically, I was like, I'm going to be Billy Joe. I'm going to be Green Day. It's going to be amazing. And it did not look like that at all. But anyway, there's something called a Varna row. I think this is pretty cool. So you start off with like a guerrilla row, and then you just go out into a renegade. I'm going to try this with somebody. It'll be pretty taxing, core-wise.
Yeah, it will be, but
I think that's pretty functional, if anything I've seen, Dan.
I mean, that's what I was thinking straight off the bat.
Yeah. It does look functional.
It's just a renegade row, though, isn't it?
It's a renegade row, but he ends up back into a guerrilla row, right? So where you're like super down. It's like really a 4-point row. So you've got 4 points of contact on the floor.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't like it.
So right there. No?
Too
much spinal flexion possibilities?
Yeah.
It's interesting how that...
If you're going to row. If you're going to do core work, do core work. Why make that...
Blend it.
Time
is money, my friend.
But there, he's not giving either of them his full attention. Margin.
I think with the... Especially with the hip stuff, I think that's going to be invaluable for lower back pain. At a light load. So I think you focus on the hip shift.
Do you think that's why he's doing it?
No, I think he's doing too heavy weights. But I think you focus on the hip shift more than you focus on the row. I'm going to video it, somebody doing it, and I would be like, here's some heavy fucking weights.
So actually it's more of a core exercise
100%,
that is more about being able to stabilise whilst removing 1 point of contact. Yeah. That's what it's more about, right?
That's definitely what it's about.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was going far too heavy, Tom.
Yeah, he was, yeah. He'd going balls to the wall, mate. Loves it. 8 steps forward, 8 steps back. Not sure you have to do 8, but they're pretty good. Varna rows. Varna row. I think he named it after himself as well.
Oh, that's even worse.
like the croc row. You like the croc row, right? The loose form row. Lift as heavy as you possibly can for about 1 million reps.
Yeah, just
and
lift
just go to town.
However,
and you get
you
sweaty.
can.
That is absolutely. If anybody wants to do cardio rowing and get a massive pump, do that. A croc row, awful thing. Your grip gets mullered, whole back gets. The whole premise is. I remember reading the explanation from. Is it Matt Krolowski? Is that the guy?
Yeah, I think so.
And the explanation was do it fucking heavy, and you're just relying on your back stuff to lift it. I was like, definitely. Yeah. He was just like, there's definitely a lot of stuff that's lifting, so you're just relying on that. That's going to work. You're like, what particular muscle groups? The stuff that's in your back. Amazing. I was like, it is simple. It's definitely stuff from the back will be lifting it. Mm-hmm. So no explanation needed. All right, mate.
Some stuff from your back will grow.
Slightly stupid things on the internet? Not really. I don't know. On the BBC.
We just had it, didn't we, with the flipping fucking guy trying to sell you drugs?
Mate, I know. I'm massive already, so I don't know. I'll just be like, not needed, mate. Clearly massive.
You should message him back and be like, I'm already on all that, mate. You might try and do your bulk deal then.
I might do, yeah, to be fair. I get it. Get cheaps. 190 quid for human growth hormone? HGH, yeah. Interesting.
Right, mate.
Bargain. So I sent down the thing on the BBC was patients share pictures and views of hospital food.
Hideous, mate.
It is awful, isn't it? So
hideous.
There's people. 140 million meals are served annually. That's a lot of meals. But what is there? There's a lamb and vegetable stew. Describe that for me, mate.
It looks like a cow pat.
It's a cow pat. I'm not too sure what's next to it. Tomato soup. A cup of tomato soup. No soup should be served in a cup. Cup of soup. I haven't had a cup of soup in a long time, but yeah. It looks awful. That is bad, right? I don't know what. There's a pineapple cake.
Oh,
that just looked like. It looks like a Jaffa cake that's just gone incredibly wrong.
Yeah.
And, like, been mauled as well.
Looks awful.
It looks awful. An appetising ham recipe. Describe that to me.
It's a plate with a slice of ham and half a tomato on it.
Pretty good.
That is it. That's all on the plate. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
It's pretty nice. Some fried chicken, chips and green beans just looks like a school dinner.
It does look like a school dinner. That looks like the best of the lot, if I'm honest.
It? I mean, the chicken's overcooked, clearly. But
at least you can tell what it is.
All of it's overcooked, clearly. But, yeah. That looks alright. I've had worse. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the vegetarian lunch option for inpatients, it does look just like a bowl of sick. Like it does, like it actually just looks like a bowl of sick.
Yeah.
It looks like it's food that's already. It looks like it's food that's already been eaten. And I do want to say that this is obviously not a massive dig at the NHS because obviously funding is a shit. But I'm sure the chef's jobs are really in it and everything. But it is. You do have to wonder. These people, like, some of them are ill and stuff. Like I can't imagine that's too great for them.
No, but there is, like, within hospitals, even with NHS ones, they do sometimes outsource their meals.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So I think it's pretty near like a half and half split in terms of other caterers that do it. So if those are the ones that are doing it, then fuck you guys.
In that case, yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, fuck them. Yeah.
But it's something like £3 or £4 a day, I think, is spent on patients' food.
More than gets spent on me and my food. Fuck
yeah. Liar.
I don't eat that much, do I, mate?
Not that big. But other news, I just tried Skittles ice lolly things. Not too bad, but Dan said bad mistake. Basically, I got excited and
okay. Hang on. Right, backstory that Tom mentioned this to me. Right, so basically, Tom said he bought the Skittles one alongside quite a few other chocolate ice creams. Right.
Yeah.
And he said now he's just left with all the Skittle ones, and I was like, well, there's the proof that it was a bad decision because you ate all the other good ones first, and then you left them till the end because they're shit.
They weren't shit. I wasn't in the mood. You got me in the mood for like a fruity lolly, right? Like a Solero based thing. I think
the fruity lolly just has to be really. You have to be outside in the sun in warm weather.
Yeah, like.
And I think all other times
eating a Solero is like at home is a bit weird.
Yeah, no, just
like, so the Skittles.
Like Clipper at home, are you? Like no one's gonna have a Clipper in the freezer.
I've got one.
You would.
I've got a load of like ice pops as well. Some child. Just in case it's hot, you can put them in. Absolutely fine.
It's not that hot anymore.
It's hot. It is. It's like 20-ish.
16.
Mate, I'm in London. Definitely 25.
Oh yeah. Really hot.
But yeah, the Skittles ones. If anybody wants to know, it's basically like a red Solero with Skittles inside.
There you go.
Like broken up Skittles. Decent. It was alright. But I had the Häagen-Dazs, the peanut butter kind of Magnum-y thing. Good. It's a solid ice cream. Not as good as Biscoff. Oh, mate, I did go to is it Donut Time and had their Biscoff donut last week. It was good.
How was it?
Oh, incredible. I did feel a bit sick afterwards because
I had the Nutella one and it just had too much in it.
It had so much Biscoff spread in it, like half a jar, I swear, inside the thing, and it was like, this is rich as hell. I had half of it, like half to 2/3, then I had to put it down and like kind of walk a bit and then finish it off. So I was like, this is a lot. No, definitely a 2-sitter.
Yeah, I just don't think you should be. Yeah, but you're not eating donut in 2 sittings, are you? Like, that's what.
No, that's the thing, right? I need a little break. No.
I think other ones I've been to, I've not had to do that. Only Donut Time did I need to do that. So I was like, don't know. I wasn't that. I don't know. I wouldn't get another one.
No, I feel like I might if I had a drink before, but it was just very, I don't know. But also they're £4.50.
Yeah, it's a bit
a lot, isn't it? Like, yeah. That's a bit punchy for just a single donut.
Yeah.
Great. And then there's not much of a discount for buying more. Why would I buy more?
No.
Just one person, mental. But yeah, bit punchy. Love the Biscoff, but ice cream format so much better. 100%.
Biscoff ice cream is the best.
Is the one. Right, any other business?
None from moi.
None from you, mate. None from me, and this will be going out actually on time. Crazy.
Wow.
Because I knew recording time of Monday because Dan has to shoot hoops and pretend he's American. You can't have a go at me for pretending I'm American for NFL now. Basketball.
Yeah, but I don't fucking wear a basketball shirt out and around in public like you wear yours.
Yeah, I'll buy you one. Who do you support, actually?
Or play fantasy fucking basketball.
Fantasy basketball? Yeah, I do. Who do you support basketball to?
Well, I used to watch the Phoenix Suns because they had a guy called Steve Nash, who was my favourite player. Okay. But I just follow everything now.
Everything?
Yeah.
Basketball are the winners. I support basketball. It's so lame.
Who do I like watching? The thing is, in basketball, you kind of tend to like watching players rather than like...
Yeah, I think that's our generation, though. I think people support players more than they do teams now.
I suppose, yeah. So, like, Houston Rockets have got James Harden, who's a very good player. The Bucks are a good team. But I don't have, like, a team that I'm, like, like you are. Like, go Colts, man! Like, not me, mate.
Colts through and through. Bleed blue, mate. South United fan as well. Worst team in the world.
Yeah, but that is dreadful.
Yeah, it is dreadful. You're a Reading fan, so it's fine. Alright, another business. You guys will catch us next week. Good then.
See you later.